Thank you, Covington and Newton County.
Henry County Fire Rescue Recruit Class 2502, the Training Division, Burn Week.
If y'all all bunch up towards the nozzle and try to drag the hose with you, it ain't gonna work. You gotta spread the load, especially like he was talking about around these pinch points. Don't get in a pinch point and you'll learn. Unfortunately, without us having a facility like this, you haven't been able to navigate some really good pinch points like you will on the stairwell. Hand over hand, making that bend, making it round, getting the hose just to go straight up. There's different methods to this that you guys need to learn while you have this access to this multi-story, and it takes practice. You're gonna look like the bad, bumbling at first. Like you said, communicate. Communicate while you're doing it, communicate after the fact. What can we do better next time?
So what we're doing this week is we're actually having our live burns, and we're out here at Covington Newton County training facility doing our live burns this week. And so for MPQ checkoffs, they have to do an at grade, above grade, and a below grade attack, which is required by the state. We also are out here doing an actual structure fire control class that our recruits are going to gain a JIP stick certificate when we're done with this. And so we're hitting all our JPRs, we're doing all our checkpoints. We've been working this whole class getting ready for the culmination of this live burn. So we're excited for you to see what we have going on today.
And then you'll go, this will be your fire room for your below grade, if we get to it today. So y'all come on around, we'll just show y'all.
We'll go. I'll meet y'all around this side, and we'll do a little walkthrough. What are we doing? Check battery pressure, checking our battery door. Yep. Yeah. You ain't gotta really worry about no door stuff right now. It's just really check that damn pattern. Do not get in there and steam us. Do not have it on the fog when you get in there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Make sure that you are turning that thing to the right, checking it before we go in the door, and then what I like to do when I'm getting up to a fire room and I know about a spray, I touch that thing again one more time, throw it to the right, because you never know if it's spun, while you're removing. You know what I mean? The main thing is checking your pressure before you go in the door, and then you need to turn your hand to that bell one more time just to make sure that you're getting that, that you got all the way to the right, so we're not doing it. We're not steaming everybody. You felt how that steam felt in there. When you get a fire good and rolling, you get a building like this really hot, it hurts. You know what I mean? You'll make sure you got your ear flaps down. Make sure we're checking everybody for your, you're checking your hoods, checking your helmets. Make sure you got your chin straps on. I don't want no helmets coming off. I don't want any of that stuff. Okay?
If we get the chance, what I'll do is I'll show y'all a good way to load hose on your stairwell.
Yeah.
That way, anytime you're in a multi-story building, you got your stairwell. If you can load the stairwell with hose, that's the best way to do it, because that's less work you're having to do. You're having to drag. Especially if you only got 4 people. In a multi-story building and it's a working fire, you're gonna have more than 4 people. At the end of the day type deal. But to be able to load your hose on the stairwell, it's night and day difference when you're in there working and having to move the hose around.
It's going to be you at one point, so let's move with a purpose, right? So communicate. If we're taking a turn, let the guy behind you know, taking this left turn, I'm taking this right turn, right? Right. So communication is key. So make sure you communicate really well with each other, okay? Be loud enough that you can hear each other. If I can hear you, the person behind you should be able to hear you, so forth, and they can kind of relay it down, right?
Group 4, go fill your battle. Y'all ready? Yes, sir. All right. Group 6 making entry, sights on the nozzle.
Pair the pressure. Make an entry.
Let's go.
this corner, start firefighting.
Right turn!
Go, baby. Not too much. All right, buddy. Turn up with me, give me a quick feed pattern. One, two, three. Turn it in. All right, back out.
Back it out!
Back it out. Back it out.
So over here we have some of our EMT students that are doing what we call rehab after the fire. So after every evolution with the fire class comes out, we have the students check their blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen levels, make sure they're within a standard that we have to follow. We're checking them every 5 minutes and then we're rechecking them every 15 minutes before we release them back over into the fire side.
It's not
All right, so let's talk about what we did up there and making entry into the building. First time, who went first? You did?
Yes, sir.
All right, so tell me about when you made it to the difference in the first floor and the second floor. What kind of experience did you have?
So there was definitely a lot more heat. You could feel the fire coming towards you and everything like that, and also the blackout conditions.
Yep. Low visibility on the
Yes,
second
sir.
floor. Remember what I told y'all when you make your entry and you go in there, you got a clear first floor, but you can look up that stairway. You may
Yes,
see
sir.
some smoke, you may not. That kind of gives you an indication you may have fire up on the second floor up there, which we did.
Yes, sir.
So you get down that hallway and you realize, oh crap, I can't see.
Yes, sir.
So you lose visibility right there. That's
Yes,
when
sir.
you key in on your other senses. Listening and then kind of feeling your right hand wall or your left hand wall, making your way down the hallway, okay? So when you got into that fire room right there, and one thing, and every one of y'all did it, and it wasn't wrong, but what I was telling y'all, ceiling to the seat. Go from the top down with your Z pattern. When you get to that bottom material, you want to hit that material that's burning, not just the flames above it, but hit the material that's burning and shut it down. So, and then you realize when you hit the fire, what happened? Did you feel that heat come down on you? That's that steam coming down on you, just like we did in the Connex over there, where you have that disruption of the gases that are at the ceiling level. They're going to come down on top of you, and you're going to feel that. Everybody experienced that. Everybody should have experienced that. Who went second?
Me, sir.
All right, so tell me about yours and what did you feel and experience?
I could definitely feel the steam once I opened up the nozzle towards the ceiling, but it was a lot hotter on the second floor than it was.
The heat was a lot
stairwell.
more, and especially going after other groups, the heat builds up in those rooms.
Yes, sir.
Same thing in a house. You go into a house, you got a good seated fire, it's been burning for 10 or 15 minutes before we get there. You may have a high heat level like that. So you want to get to the fire quickly and put the water on the fire. And you got to get into it's kind of a challenge to get around that wall and get good position on that fire to hit it correctly, right?
Yes, sir.
And it takes some maneuvering, it takes some communication between everybody, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
All right, y'all did real good getting up in there and moving. Communication is key, and moving that hose and getting that nozzle person to the fire.
Yes, sir.
And y'all did a good job of that. I heard everybody talking, everybody communicating, right turn, left turn, stairwell, all that. I heard every bit of that amongst y'all. So you did good. But key thing to remember is on that second floor, when you go to getting where the fire is located, staying low, doing how they taught you, moving the hose line the way that they taught you to move it, and getting into that fire room quickly to get water on the fire.
Fire! Back it up! Back it up!